Since her main roster debut prior to the Epidemic era, Rhea Ripley has been a member of both the Vince McMahon and Triple H administrations. Mommy recently discussed the main problem she believed the previous regime had for her. When it comes to plots and personalities on either brand, Vince McMahon's previous administration frequently lacked consistency. Furthermore, there was very little discussion of the NXT superstars' achievements. During her speech on Gorilla Position, Rhea Ripley discussed the distinctions between the two regimes. She disclosed the primary improvement brought about by the new administration, namely the recognition of the developmental brand. Yes, it seems that everything is now carried out to the very finish, which is great, and we also seem to be recognizing NXT a lot more, which is excellent. Talent from NXT would frequently be brought up, and it would seem as though their entire NXT history had vanished and they had been reconstructed as someone entirely other. Something that the fans are unaware of since they watch every product and wonder, why is this happening? Thus, one of the most important things is to truly acknowledge the past while moving forward into the future. She commended Triple H's inventive booking and leadership since they frequently embody and maintain the qualities of the NXT character. The stories seem to be going into greater detail and really continuing to a very great point where everything is more perfect. In contrast, I thought it was really choppy and kind of stopped in places earlier. I know it was really tough for me since I thought people didn't get who I was or what my character was like. They were therefore unsure of how to handle me and which way to push me. I feel like I'm on the right track now, and this is evident because I've had my finest year ever at work. Between 12:55 and 14:40 following Elimination Chamber 2024, Triple H gave Rhea Ripley a lot of praise. For a number of superstars who are Australian-born, Elimination Chamber 2024 was a momentous occasion for the company since it marked WWE's first visit to Australia in a long time. Following a seismic championship defense against Nia Jax in the main event, Triple H lauded the women's world champion, Rhea Ripley, extensively on X, Twitter. Rhea Ripley has had quite the week. Anywhere in the world, she is the star of the big event. However, this return home took things to a whole other level. Best wishes to your female world champion. #WrestleMania XL is the next stop. Whether Rhea Ripley defeats Becky Lynch to become the women's world champion and return to Philadelphia will be exciting to see. How do you feel about Mommy's campaign? Comment below with your thoughts. Few athletes in the world of professional wrestling have the ability to captivate audiences as much as Rhea Ripley. Standing tall and with a special combination of charm, strength, and raw energy, Ripley has come to represent the new breed of female wrestlers. But in spite of her obvious talent, Ripley has had her share of difficulties, especially when it comes to negotiating Vince McMahon's occasionally turbulent creative booking. McMahon's artistic choices have frequently caused dissatisfaction and misunderstanding for a large number of fans and insiders alike. It may be likened to walking a tightrope without a safety net when navigating McMahon's vision for WWE superstars, as there are often dramatic storyline adjustments and character changes. And this struggle has been all too real for Ripley. In retrospect, Ripley says of her interactions with McMahon's creative team, it was very difficult. I know for me, it was very difficult. Ripley had to deal with a variety of difficulties. The problem of creative direction was one thing. Because of McMahon's tendency toward last-minute adjustments and erratic storytelling, Ripley frequently felt lost and unsure of the direction her character was taking or the best way to display her abilities. Ripley compares it to attempting to build a house without a blueprint. You're just kind of throwing things together and hoping it all works out in the end. But Ripley's sense of having his creativity limited was probably even more annoying. Because of McMahon's propensity to micromanage every element of his talent's performances, Ripley was unable to fully realize her potential and expand her wings. As a performer, you want to be able to express yourself and explore different facets of your character, Ripley explains. But when you're constantly being told what to do and how to do it, it can feel like you're being held back. Ripley was adamant about taking use of her opportunities in the WWE despite these obstacles. Ripley persisted in her efforts to forge her own route in the professional wrestling industry, fueled by a fiery ambition and an unyielding faith in her own skills. And Ripley started, very gently, to find her voice. Ripley defied silence on social media and in the ring with her unabashed presence and powerful performances. And it became more and more obvious that she was destined for greatness as her star rose. I believe that developing self-confidence was crucial for me, Ripley muses. To trust my instincts and to believe in my own vision for my character. Ripley's influence inside the WWE increased together with her self-assurance. Ripley was no longer willing to merely follow McMahon's artistic whims. Instead, she started to speak up more strongly, standing up for her beliefs and opposing choices that didn't fit with her vision for the character. It wasn't always simple, acknowledges Ripley. But I knew that if I wanted to succeed, I had to stand up for myself and fight for what I believed in. And she engaged in combat. Ripley rose to prominence both inside and outside the ring for her unwavering moral principles, her demands for more meaningful narratives, and her refusal to back down. I think sometimes you have to be willing to ruffle feathers, adds Ripley. You have to be willing to speak up and make yourself heard, even if it means going against the grain. Even though Ripley's road hasn't always been easy, in the end, her tenacity and resolve have paid off. In the world of professional wrestling today, Ripley is regarded as one of the most well-liked and respected performers, and she has an army of supporters that support her at every turn. It's been a long journey, but it's been worthwhile, grins Ripley. I wouldn't change a thing. Looking ahead, Ripley is eager to see what is in store. With her goals set on even higher levels and her creative freedom firmly in grasp, it's impossible to predict what the future holds for this pioneering celebrity. I'm just getting started, exclaims Ripley with assurance. And I can't wait to see where this journey takes me next.